cash.
Finding a place and locking them in. WNBA is about to begin. Gotta trust the process if you wanna win. Cause Just Cash is back, you better tell your friends. When Angel Reese walks in a bar with Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark, these bookies don't know where to start. We be killing them all, tearing them apart. They can't mess with us, they can't mess with you. And I'm never gonna cuss cause I love you too. Hit thumbs up if you want good luck. Girls thinking that we fresh and they wanna We be winning the bets and they be rolling up. By far we the best, you ain't good enough. Ain't a damn thing funny, man, you know what's up. You wanna win some money, it's time to lock in, bruh.
Lock in, lock in.
Lock in, bruh.
Lock in.
It's a hard lock in, bruh.
Here's we got another.
Yo, what's good, fam? Welcome back, everybody. We are here. It is time. It is basketball time. You already know what time it is. It's Just Cash, baby. Welcome. Joined with Underrated. As always, what's good? How are you, man?
Not too bad. You know, could be worse. Could be living in some other country. You know, worried about going to war. Worried about some food. I don't know. We're here worried about some props. So if anyone's worried about that, they need to slap themselves in the face and start to get to work.
That's right. Things could always be worse, you know. That kind of felt like the tone from last night. We were on the verge of having a really good night, and then, you know, things went a little sour at the evening. I will say, Griner being the late scratch really kind of mucked that whole game up for us. I mean, it completely changed the landscape of it. And the coach also being a big bonehead, you know, ended up pulling Nelson Adota, who was their second highest scorer. I don't know why, but wanted to have a word with her and, you know, ended up benching her for, you know, various whatever reasons. But it was unfortunate nonetheless. And then, you know, Ray Burrell with the stinker at the end of the night kind of sucked it out. But the unders still looking pretty good. We still, I think, had a positive day overall. Lost a little bit, you know, in the unit total, but we got 3 games tonight to get us right, and then a lot of action heading into the weekend. So just take the lumps on the chin as they happen and just keep it rolling. Always a bounce back spot around the corner, and that's what we're hoping for here. So hey, let's keep it going. If you guys haven't already, though, make sure to hit that like button down below. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button, turn the noties on, and be a part of the action behind the scenes. I will say, still ended up with some really great live betting, so not mad at that in the slightest. And, and with Izzy Harrison, you know, I think Mabry, we had that pegged perfectly. Did she even hit a 3 that game?
I'm glad you brought that up. Hey, Marina Mabry had 1 field goal, and she finally made it, and it was a 2-point field goal with 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Thank you, Golden State, for your service.
Yeah. So, I mean, that was a pretty easy read. And then, you know, with Izzy Harrison, that just sucked that, of course, Sabali would get hurt, you know, like 5 minutes into the game. So she was priced into playing a major role there with no Fag Bentley as well. So quite unfortunate, to say the least.
We kind of do have to give Harrison some credit, though. She did ball out, and that's still a difficult matchup, even without Sabali in. But yeah, Sabali definitely hurt us. She had 24 points against Golden State. 24 points. I guess they were just worried about Mabry the whole game. So that'll do it.
Yep. But it happens. Nonetheless, though, we got some more plays tonight. And as usual, if you guys haven't already, or if you got any comments, questions, make sure and throw them down below. We'll get to each one of those. And we got a lot of injury news and stuff to kind of talk about. This always happens the week or the weeks leading into the All-Star break, where there's a ton of injury news that always seems to pop up around this time. So just kind of, keep that in mind. Looking for, as I say that, Gabby Williams popping up again, last game. I believe she exited early. So there's a lot of fatigue going on, many games being played. And it looks like the wear and tear is kind of happening for a few players. But let's talk about some plays. We got 2 props for Atlanta, Chelsea Gray under, and then Miss Emily looking at that 2.5 assists only on Rebet and Props Builder. So very telling. She doesn't even have an assist line on, really any sites right now that are under options. So that's a really good find. All right, let's do you want to talk about that first? Because I feel like that one could actually get pulled.
Yeah, we can. Go ahead, man. But it's not on 365 either. It's only Rebet.
I don't believe so.
Okay,
Let me
because
look real fast.
I don't have 365 on my thingy thing. Props Madness doesn't work for that for whatever dang reason. But we were talking about it before, guys. We always talk about Props Builder. They always give these. Is it there or no?
No.
Okay. Props Builder is a offshore site. Some people don't want to mess with offshore. Totally understand. But Rebet is another sweepstakes style thing like Fliff, kind of like Onyx. So if you wonder where we get these crazy lines that we've had a real good hit rate on, you can only find it on Rebet or Props Builder. So if you want to play with these sweepstakes sites, go ahead and look up Rebet. Get that on your phone. You can make some money. Money's fun. So anyways, yeah. 2.5 assists for Big Emily. Seems a little high.
Yeah, it's really high. Since Barker ended up moving in the starting lineup, for the most part, for one, her minutes still fail to exceed over 30 minutes. I know she had the one with 4 overtimes, but that one aside, she typically just does not play over 30 minutes. Honestly, on a good day, 27 minutes at best, but realistically, she's just kind of floating in this like 25 to 26 range for, what seems to be every game now. Louisa also playing minutes off the bench, kind of cutting into the rotation. And for her, again, this is just not the best of matchups. Vegas, not exactly one team that you really want to pick on, even with or without Asia on the other side. But it's just still, I think, too high of a line. I love the potentials we've been seeing from her. 5, 3, 2 this last game, 4 the one before that. Just a low marker, one of those kind of head scratchers. I'm not sure why they are offering this prop to begin with, but it's kind of cool because she doesn't have any assist lines, even for the 1.5 anywhere else. So I like that. I think that's a fun prop to play, and we're going to play it.
Yeah, I don't understand why it's there, but we will take advantage. If you're somebody who doesn't want to play a minus 220 prop, you can always put it with something else. I'm personally just going to play it straight and hope she doesn't get a lucky assist or two and break my heart. But I think betting the single bets has probably been the best way so far, especially with WNBA, because stuff's so random. If you try to do parlays, you're gonna hurt. And I was reading Zoe in here saying the same thing, like, what's up, bro? He says, bro, I'm betting everyone lower. These ladies stressing me out. LOL. I had a perfect leg last night until CC 6 points. I had her for 16.5. Unbelievable. I'm always losing by one player every time, bruh. And that's the thing everyone says when we have to parlay. So try to figure out a way that you don't have to parlay. It really, really, really will help your life in more ways than one.
Yeah, man. And dude, talking about CC especially, I really wish I would have put more merit on Coach Ashley talking about her minutes limit, because she didn't even play close to 20 minutes. It was like, 16 or 17, barely. And, her props were just so free. You could have closed your eyes, picked any of them, and you would have made good.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, yeah, it is what it is. But, we continue. We will pivot when we need to. So let us go. Let us go. We shall win today, guys.
Yeah, I'm feeling good about today, though. And another player who I will say, if you did not get the 5.5 or 6 or more assist line, I don't mind the 6.5. I think it's still totally acceptable. It's kind of crazy how much her odds moved. We had talked about this being really, really generous yesterday. Now, as you can see, quite a variety of even the overs for the 6.5 now is still pretty juiced up. No surprise, though. Most recent game, she had 10 assists against them. Potentials look phenomenal, 22. That might even be one of her season highs. Yeah, tied for a season high. Potential is definitely there. If we're looking for a 2-to-1 ratio, this would definitely be one of them. The Seattle team is very poor in a couple of variety of things, but they are playing slightly better paint defense. The biggest thing for them is, and kind of goes with our next play with Ryan Howard and her scoring, is the 3-point attempts. I mean, this team is just not defending the wing at all. Over the last month now, they have overtaken the Sparks, who have been pretty well, top 2, top 3 all season long, and are running with it. This team is terrible at the 3-point line. So I'm looking at any of the 3-point shooters here, mostly Ryan Howard. She teed off against them last time. Alicia Gray, I don't mind. She's still, just as capable, but likes to do the dirty work a little bit more so in that mid-range and the paint action. And then the rest of the team, kind of spotty at best with the 3-point shooting. So do like the potential overall. Love this spot for Howard. We'll kind of touch on her in a second for a few other variety of things that she has going for her. Another one being, though, the free throw potentials. Seattle still kind of hovering that top 10, top 8 range. I like it, but the assists are going along with a lot of that. So Seattle, third most assists over the last month now, and it makes sense. Defense is bad. They're kind of playing a little bit more run and gun. They're shooting a lot more threes, so it's creating more points total, more chances every game, and the pace for them taking a little bit more of a step forward too. It's a young squad, so I can't say I'm surprised. But I love the spot for Canada. Oh, Canada. Oh, Canada.
Oh, Canada. 69 watching. Canada. What a cool number.
Ooh, y'all the best. Y'all are the best. And another thing, too, this is, I think, a direct correlation. So at least just kind of take it down to the 5.5 for perspective. But her assist and playmaking is going hand in hand with the damage that Ryan Howard's doing. So let's kind of, snapshot this here. You can see some of her best games of the season are coming at home. And it's some tougher matchups, too. I mean, hell, let's talk about this. Indiana giving up 12 assists. That's crazy. That's something we never would have thought of. Even Golden State, 8 assists there. Dallas, these are not easier matchups, and still finding ways to succeed. So love the spot for everything in a vacuum. But flipping over to Miss Howard and the 17.5 line. But for her, she has been the home queen. Not messing around at home. Has yet to fail. And again, all that translates to where all these assists are coming from with Canada. So I love this spot for a variety of reasons, that we had already talked about for Howard. But home queen loves to play at the house. And I think, really the only thing that could kill us here is if the game just gets way too out of hand and for whatever reason, she just kind of checks out in the third and fourth quarter. But other than that, I love it. And, just play average. That's all we're looking for here.
A lot of green bars at home. No jinx. Let's go. Big Ryan Howard. We're going over. Yes, you heard it. We are going over.
Going over, baby. Bro, they can't stop her from 3. I mean, matchups does not matter. She's just torching people from the arc.
Come on, Ryan. Don't fail us. Don't witch us out. We call them witches when they do the opposite of what we do, because she's done it every time here. We're finally going to take her over. So hopefully she continues her gangsterness with these 3s. Perfect spot.
Perfect spot. All right, and then the last one, if you want to do me a huge favor and throw our little mini-me's up there for the fam.
Oh my, just slap me through the screen already. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let me get that.
You're good.
People in the chat are going to start reminding me at this point.
Hey, we're going to have that instead of the have you hit the like button yet. We're going to have Has Underrated put the chart down for everybody.
All right. Sorry, guys. Here we go. So here's our 4 we got so far. If you guys got any plays that you're loving, throw them down there. We'll take a look at them. I'm a little behind today, so there could be some plays out there still that we haven't looked at that we would love to get. And I see Big Logan's here, and I see Big Kev is here, and I see the Gale's here, the Keese is here, Heaton 4's here, J Main's here, Tori's here, Starfall's here, Fadeaway Music is here, Justin's here. Damn, we're all here, guys. We're all here.
Hey, it's a party.
We want those plays.
Okay.
Give us those plays, E.
Yeah. I gotcha. Well, we're on our last one for now. I do get a feeling we'll probably end up adding a couple things, but again, injury news is making things a little bit weirder. And, at least for Indiana, they're on the second leg of back-to-back. We got news for them that Sophie Cunningham also popping up as questionable, so they could be potentially without her this evening. We'll touch on a few things for that game, but let's just kind of wrap at least here with Chelsea Gray and what I think is going to be a nice little revenge game for Portland. Now, let's talk about two different things here. One, I was looking at social media stuff for Vegas, and I was not able to find Asia Wilson at practice. So you got to think with this injury, this has to be something like actually kind of serious because Asia just doesn't miss time. I mean, she's not ever been one player that misses anything, and for them to have her sit during the Commissioner's Cup, I think is really telling that they're not messing around with this. Whatever this is, they're trying to make sure she is 99% at least to come back, and it would not shock me at all to see her still continue to be out for this game. I'm going into the dark thinking that she's not going to be available for this game, so putting a little bit of weight into the prop, but also just this line. Chelsea Gray 2.5 threes. I mean, we have played this every single time it's been available. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room. She had her season, possibly career high, teed off against them from 3, went 9 of 13. Okay. I know. There's a little bit of angst in that, and it makes a lot of sense from what she did the first game. But that was with Asia playing. And then also, I think with her, she's just not exactly that style of player. I mean, yeah, she'll take the open threes, but the paint presence is so bad for Portland. I mean, honestly, anybody insert here should be able to just walk up free layups. So I think for her, she still just is able to have her way, being able to be the point guard that she is, and still facilitate the offense enough. That was also during that kind of slump that Jackie Young was going through, so she wasn't really that dominant on offense. And then the matchup too, assuming that Asia is going to be out, the way that we've seen Portland kind of approach their defense, they love to swarm the pick and roll. I think for this time, they're not going to leave her open. They're just going to leave whoever the free big is on the other side to just kind of roam and do their thing. Because, I mean, you think, with no Asia, it's going to be Nalissa Smith and then insert whoever, which Miss Parker was serviceable this last game, but still didn't play, that many minutes. So that, I think, is still kind of a question mark for who could actually play. But nonetheless, for her, Carla is going to play a lot better than she did last time on her. And I think we see Coach just kind of leave her more in a solo matchup. Don't try and force the pick and roll action and, double team Jackie like they did last time.
Yeah, I hope Asia's out for this play because I don't see how Chelsea's going to get open to hit a 3 or a couple threes or 9 threes again if Asia's out.
No. And I got to give credit, too, also for Portland. Now, for most of the season, they have been pretty bad against the three-point. But lately, they have turned it up a little bit better, going from was third worst down to the sixth worst, or however you want to look at it, but giving up the 6th most attempts. So it's not something, that necessarily they're doing any kind of worse at. Things are actually kind of getting better for them. And for Gray, I think she could do just so much more damage from that mid-range action, getting to the free throw line for one, but also just exposing them in that pick and roll that they're really, really bad at. Because the one thing that Portland is doing atrociously is assists and points inside the paint. They're giving that up just ahead of Indiana.
All righty. Well, 4 plays, 3 games. It would seem like we'd have more plays today, but we don't quite yet. Just like you said, I think we are going to dive a little deeper here and find a few more. First game doesn't start for 2.5 hours. So, again, if you guys have any plays or something you want to look at, drop them in the chat. We got plenty of time to look through some stuff today. So, I know Starfall was on FOM's PR under. That was interesting. I was looking at that for a second. A 17.5 PR was pretty dang high. I don't see it at 17.5, except for on Underdog now. So, that's cool. That was a little on the high side. I'm sure that's why he grabbed it. I'm assuming. You don't have Underdog on your little thingy thing. Yeah, it's on Underdog.
It still is on Underdog?
I don't know. It says it on Props Madness that it is. There we go.
Yeah, 17.5.
Well,
I mean,
it's value.
It makes sense.
Now, do we want to play it? But it is value.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's taxed up compared to her individual lines. I mean, she's been at 5.5 rebounds for a minute now, and even the points. I know she missed this last game, but she has been really hitting her points quite a bit, at least for 10 or more. So the bookies kind of know. I mean, really, it's just what that scoring output looks like, because it's hard to sleep on her scoring 21 points against Atlanta. But in all credit, all of these Seattle players actually went over their scoring marks. So we could easily see that happen again, or Atlanta handle business at the house and things could, really flip on its head. The rebounds, though, very interesting. Only walked away with one in that first game against them, and they kind of, by committee ended up rebounding. Malonga had a fair amount, but she was also in massive foul trouble. So that's, interesting to say the least, what that could look like with her actually playing more. So I do like the downside for that. I mean, that is one thing that Atlanta has been doing really well. They're giving up the fourth least rebounds, but the scoring for her, it's a little bit more of a high variable, because she just takes these like random threes, and if she goes 0 from the field, you're probably sitting pretty. But if she hits a couple threes, it is quite unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know how to feel about her, man. The line is high. That's all I do know about it. But Atlanta's, I don't know. I don't even know I don't know where to go with this one, because I'm torn. I do like her game, so you can see her hitting a couple threes and making that sweaty.
Now, I will say, I all credit for Atlanta. One other trade-off, they've had a couple different things moving. So traditionally, they've been one of the best three-point defenses that we would love to pick on to start the season, but that's actually taken a pretty massive hit over the last month now. The trade-off that we're getting with that, however, is more threes allowed, but the paint defense has actually moved to third best. So they've overtaken both Phoenix and Washington, and hanging around the likes of both Golden State and Connecticut, which we know Golden State, how elite they are inside the paint. So just being a little bit off from that is kind of interesting, But I do think, Angel Reese, for one, keeping the hands in check, not really giving up so much there. Naz Hillman also playing pretty solid basketball for, what it's worth. And for this team, they just kind of funneling stuff, I think, a little bit more to that mid-range, not necessarily quite at the arc, but in that mid-range action. So any kind of guards, bigs that are capable of shooting from there, probably going to see more success moving forward. But it makes sense. I mean, honestly, Pham also one that could be in a little bit of foul trouble. She's just, better about keeping the hands to herself.
Yeah. I think it's a cool line. I mean, I definitely don't mind it. I would definitely not be surprised if it hit under 17.5 PR Fro. So it's a good look. Okay. You want to look at some of these people's in the chats?
Yeah. Let's just kind of open the floor up. We got a lot of time. Oh, real fast, actually, before we hop into, just to kind of recap at least a few of the injury things in case anybody missed. Now, Boston is going to be available for tonight. I saw somebody was making a comment about this game. Caitlin Clark will not suit up tonight. She's going to be out. Boston sat last night, but she is going to be available for tonight. I'm under the assumption Boston should be 100% to play for this game. And then Sophie popped up midday today with a question we'll tag. Let's see. Alyssa Thomas should be good to go. I believe we are getting the return of Sammy Wickham, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, she's probable for tonight. Will likely play really, really small minutes just because she's been out for so long. But something to keep an eye out for, because that means somebody will lose out on minutes. Somebody will.
Well, Sammy's been good.
And then Asia Wilson just being the last bit of news, and we won't get that until later. All right, questions. Hey, and if you haven't already, hit that like button down below. Trying to get that 69 likes for the lucky sweep.
Let's do it. First and foremost, Big Logan said, "Let's freaking go eat just cash and underrated. We get the bookies today. Let's get them. Khadijah's here. What's up? She says, what's up, gang? What's up? Logan says she was on a minutes restriction. Did that affect her game, Zoe? He's talking about Caitlin. Yes, Caitlin was on a crazy minutes limit. She played like 2-minute spurts. And what's crazy is we smacked her under live after she played 2 minutes. That was free, as the kids say. That was free as could be. I can't even believe they left her lines up. They left them up all game too, and she was playing 2 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
So that was silly.
19.5 PRA.
Yeah, no, I got 27.5 when she was sitting in the first quarter. How was that? Was it 27? Yeah. So he says, I had perfect leg last night until CC 6 points. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Let's try to get you on some single bets if possible. The Gale says, is that time again? Boston season. What do you think about Boston?
I do like Boston, mostly just for what should be a reasonable amount of volume that she should, have with the absence of Clark. The only thing is, we targeted a lot of bigs in this particular matchup. I mean, whoever AT is guarding, look at Cardoso last game. That was an easy under for her. Her and Boston got a little bit of history. Let me refresh from last season.
She shits on Boston.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's either one of these two outcomes because we saw it here in both of the games they've already played this season. First game, Boston, not really in foul trouble. I mean, she still played 29 minutes, but AT absolutely ate her lunch. And then the second game, got the best of and some. This also, that was the game that AT was out, right? The second one they played? Or no, she did play for that one. What game did she sit out for? I don't remember.
She sat out a couple.
But nonetheless, I mean, still with Boston, should see the usage. Yes, her and AT just got some history, though. I mean, some of the games looked really, really bad last season. And I don't know. That one I'm not sure about today, honestly. Because also the free throw potentials for her, that's something that really kind of puts her up and over the top. Might not be there. Phoenix doesn't really foul a lot. AT specifically doesn't foul that much. Man, her lines are so high. So high.
They are.
Not really feeling the best about her today, though. I mean, I will say, again, with CC being out, it looks a little bit better, but ooh, man, that's high.
AT's tough. AT's tough. AT is tough, bro.
She is.
It's going to be really interesting, too, with this dynamic, right? With CC on the bench with AT over on the other side. Just go egg AT or something. Sophie's going to go over there and, flick her ear or something. Something's going to happen.
Well, I could just see this being more of a matchup that, a couple of key players just cancel each other out. Like if you got AT and Boston going at it, I mean, both of them in their own right are phenomenal defenders. Let's not forget Boston also candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. So she is no slouch by any stretch. AT just has some kind of way of being able to score on this team. And I mean, she really gave them the business the first two times that they played, went for 19 and 24.
Yeah.
But even going back to last season, I mean, she was hell for this team.
Yeah.
23, 32 points.
Yeah. What are you doing, E? I thought you'd for sure be like, AT's tempting. And you didn't. You said Ryan Howard. I was surprised.
Well, I'm kind of mad at myself because I missed the 13.5 line that it opened at. But I mean, the 14.5 does make a lot of sense, honestly. I do like it. I do like it.
I thought you would. Okay. Well, you like it, but you don't like it enough to write it on the list. So I guess we won't. The Key says from deep last game, Jonquel and AB both hit threes against this defense, and she knocked down 5 threes against Atlanta just 2 weeks ago. Strong buy low spot.
For which player? Boston?
No, he says Jonquel and Boston hit threes against this defense last time. I'm trying to decipher this with you. Let's see. Is he talking about... Who was he talking about? Oh, well, the next one, and maybe this is who it is. FOM 3's over? FOM's 3 over. FOM's minutes should be secure if this stays close. Atlanta allows the most three-pointers to centers in the WNBA, which puts her in a great spot to bounce back after going 1 for 7. So he sees FOM as having to bounce back against Atlanta. Atlanta giving up the most threes to centers. That's an interesting stat.
No, I mean, that's why we were talking about earlier on the under with FOM. I mean, I'm a little nervous because To a great point there, the 3-point defense for Atlanta has been a little bit sketchier, and for her, she's going to take those open threes. So mostly just efficiency, whatever that looks like at the end of the day. But the offense as a whole, they're just taking a lot more threes. I mean, that's why we got kind of screwed over with Hamby the other night. Is they took so many threes in the first half, like an abnormal amount of threes. And I don't know if maybe that's kind of going hand in hand with the woes that we've seen from Malonga over the last week now or so. But yeah, the 3-point potential, I mean, we were just talking about that trade-off with Atlanta, so it makes sense.
Talk about buy low. Malonga's at 14.5 points. Holy moly. That is low,
Bro.
low.
so low.
Man.
And it makes sense. Hey, I'm not mad at it. Oh, and for that matter too, her fantasy just continues to be unbelievably low. Yeah, 23.5 on Prizepicks. Like, I get she didn't have any rebounds this last game, but still, for her, she's been very, very active. Wow, they bumped her fantasy down. I saw for a second, Underdog had it at 25.5.
Her minutes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Her minutes are steady. Oh, she only had 25 last game? I should take that back. Curse the commentator. Why did she only have 25 minutes last game?
Because it was a blowout.
Okay, good. So we're going to sit her at 32, over 30 minutes today.
Well, it depends on if it's a blowout. She was just shy of playing, her usual minutes here the first time that they played. I'd have to go back and look at how many fouls that she had. But yeah, these last couple games here, so that was a blowout. And, mostly a blowout, but blowout game here. So they didn't have to play her over 30.
That Portland game, she had 2 fouls in the first quarter, I see. And she had 4 fouls against Atlanta. Yeah.
Okay. That Atlanta game, can you see the first half, how many fouls she had?
First quarter she had 1. Let me look at the rotations. The Atlanta game. What date was that?
It was 6/27.
27. Atlanta. Let's see. FOM had, 1 there in the first quarter and none in the second quarter. So just 1 in the first half.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. And then she had 2 in the fourth quarter.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I'm not too mad at this for a potential spot for her. This fantasy is just unbelievably low. I mean, really, really, really low. I get you.
Sorry, I really like FOM just in general. I just want her to do good. So it's hard for me when she sits out and does nothing. But I could maybe not be watching as closely as I should. So I need to step back and learn a little bit about FOM. But she shows flashes. That's what scares me about going under.
Yeah, she's an extremely talented player, and they're not playing her the same or handling her the same way that they did Malonga last season, where they, were just kind of easing her back into the rotation and playing her off the bench. I mean, since moving into the starting role, she's been playing some really, really big minutes and a big role in this team. So yeah, I like her, honestly. And I was just trying to find out why she missed her fantasy. She had tied for a season high turnovers. So that was the only reason she ended up missing that. I mean, she's doing some really, really spectacular things for this team. I'm surprised that fantasy's at 23.5 on Prizepicks. That is really low, really low.
Man, every time we like an under, it starts feeling scary.
I know. But I mean, you look at the games that she missed. So, okay, the Atlanta game, for example, only missed her fantasy because of all the turnovers and then obviously not having any rebounds. But missed against Golden State, no surprise there. Missed against Vegas, I don't think we would be shocked. Missed against Minnesota. So some of the best interior teams in the game. And then here at the beginning of the season where she wasn't a starter. So, I mean, outside of that, any reasonable matchup, she's played pretty well in.
And the Phoenix game was a blowout, so she didn't get all her minutes. She still got it.
Yeah. And that was off of just 5 points, mind you.
We haven't had an over-lower fantasy in a while. I like those ones because there's so many ways for them to get there. It is on the low side. It does look like a little value, to be honest. Let's think about that one. You let us know, E. I know in your mind you go, be fun one to do. So let us know. Heaton Force says, yo, what's good, gentlemen?
Yo, yo.
Jay Main says, yo, what up, gang? Tori says, what up?
What's good, fam?
What up? Let's go. Shout out to the Under Kings and Malonga over 7.5 rebounds. Tori's going wild with these overs these days. Tori, what has gotten into you? Malonga over 7.5 rebounds.
Yeah, honestly, just kind of, I think, a blanket thought on Malonga is all of her props are way too low for her potential. The only thing holding her back is, I think, mostly two things. One, foul trouble, and then foul trouble / we do have to consider the fact that Ezzy McMagor is firmly back into the rotation.
Bro.
So there is, that thorn in the side is always going to be there moving forward from a night-to-night basis. And same thing for Fum. Fum just fortunately hasn't been in any kind of massive foul trouble and needed to sit early. But Ezzy's just going to be a plug and play for either one of these players. If they're playing poor or if they're in foul trouble, she's just going to slot in for them. So Malonga's been at the mercy of that here recently, but all of her lines unbelievably low. Matchup, I think the rebounds I'm a little bit more scared of, but it is, it makes a lot of sense for her potential. I mean, hell, we saw her get up 11 against them last time. So it's there. It's there. You just got to keep the hands to yourself. That's the only thing holding her back. That or a blowout.
Ever since Ezzy came back, she hasn't been the same. Even if she doesn't foul. Even one game she had 22 in the fourth quarter, she went crazy. The other 2 games, she did nothing. The other 3 quarters in the game she balled, she did nothing. It's like, maybe something's in her head about Ezzy being back. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm not sure. There's something going on. And, for her, too, it's still a younger player who's just going to develop and go through these woes. Look at Flage. She went from only being able to put up 1 point to she cleared her point prop in the first, 5 minutes of the game.
Bro, stuff like that is like, that makes you just want to be like, why am I even doing this? They're just toying with me.
No.
Starfall says, yo, what's up, Starfall? Starfall always coming with the sharp calls, the nice unders. I love it. What up, bro? Heaton Force says AT over 14 RA. 14.5 RA. AT.
Yeah, you could talk me into it. She's somehow performed extremely well with her playmaking, and the defense just can't figure out a way to really be able to stop Copper. Mac being out does hurt that a little bit, but I still think, we saw the rebound potentials were there for her this last game, and assuming there was no injury scare or anything that we don't know about on the back end from what happened last game, she's been great. I think, funny enough, it will not shock me to see her actually end up having a better rebound performance. But just so we know, just to keep in mind, this particular matchup, not typically one I would love to target. Indiana's dead last in total rebounds per game.
Okie dokie. Let's see. Sorry. I was reading some of these ones and I was just thinking, I was like, did we really get cooked that bad this week? It's weird. He said, I picked the wrong week to join VIP, used my free week, and they've been getting cooked. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I feel like the last 3 days we were 11-4, and then yesterday we were 4-4. I don't call that getting cooked, but hey, to each their own. I don't know which plays you tailed, but must not have been all the ones we played.
Yeah, we're not losing. Breaking even's not losing.
Yes, I wouldn't call it getting cooked. Is all. Fadeaway Music 88 says, how much do we think Wickham plays?
Probably 10, 12 minutes, something like that off the bench. She's not going to play much at all.
Okay. Justin Mills has a parlay here. We know parlays are scary, but let's humor him real quick and see, just off the top, what do you think? Malonga, 7.5 rebounds. We talked about that. Heidemann, 15.5 points. What does that say? 15.5 points minus 2.5 3-pointers. I think he means over the 2.5 threes as well. Gray, 18.5 points. That's Alicia Gray. Howard, 17.5 points. That's Big Ryan Howard that you like. Reese double-double. We haven't talked about Reese double-double today. And Canada, 2.5 rebounds.
Let's see. Heidemann could be a little bit scarier. You know, the three-point spot for her might be kind of questionable. I like it. You're just putting a lot of stock in that Atlanta game staying close and or those players getting there in short order. I mean, if it stays close, I can see it. That's a lot of stock in just one game, though. I don't know if I would go that many players deep.
Yeah, that's tough. But maybe he's just asking us as separate plays. What about Reese double-double? Did you say that?
Oh, yeah.
You like that one? Okay. Yeah, Reese double-double seems to be pretty nice almost every day, depending on the line. I mean, depending on the odds.
Well, don't forget that our sad day was that last miss against Seattle, so there's that.
No, don't remind me. Tori says Chalkboard has her assists at 2.5. That's right. Chalkboard's the other one. I forgot. So it's Rebet, Props Builder, and Chalkboard. They have the same kind of little, I don't want to call them cheat plays, but they're just different, unique plays that if you like under, sometimes they got some nice ones. Champagne Bath says Reese over points.
Yeah, points not bad. I mean, plenty of free throw potential for her here. The post up, very difficult, but I mean, thankfully she's just been handling a little bit more of the transition and, you know, charging downhill kind of action. We've seen Malanga. She's been fouling a bunch here lately, so would not shock me to see her have another good performance against them.
Alrighty, we got over 100 watching. We got 60 likes already, guys. We're kicking ass. You guys have been good to us the last few days. If you could, hit the like for us. If you haven't yet, let's get to that 69 for the good luck. Geneva says, Dewana Bonner, 6.5 rebounds over. Bridget Carlton, 13.5 points over. We think about Bridget points and Bonner rebounds.
Yeah, Bonner's not too bad. I mean, she's really killing the glass right now. And even though this last game, she did soak up, 3 rebounds in the fourth quarter, the potential for her, I still think very much so there. I am curious if they're going to kind of approach the same way that they did this last game in the second half, because the way that they had Alyssa Thomas blitzing the pick and roll person, you know, they were sending both the pick and her, or the help coverage and her at whoever was holding the ball. And she did miss out on a lot of rebounds, AT that is, but Bonner was pretty much, I mean, just roaming the paint the entire time. So both her and Ayahi, you know, I think live just to have the same amount of rebound production. AT, let's see, I know one of the games, yeah. This is what I'm kind of worried about with AT, though, because they did this the last time they played, and she missed out on a lot of rebound potentials, and the other players kind of soaked that up. So assuming they do this again, which they did this last game in the second half, I would not be surprised to see Bonner and Ayahi get there.
I'm surprised you didn't go with that AT rebounds again. I know it's Indiana, though. The Gale says, CC was on a minutes limit, bro. You did that to yourself, I think. I think he's talking to Zoe about the parlay thing. Yeah, make sure if you're gonna do parlays, man, you gotta love every single play, or you're doing yourself a disservice. It's going to hurt. Glow Up says, "What's up, bro? It's my first time tapping in. Are you on Prizepicks?"
We are probably the least amount possible, but we are on there. Yeah.
Every now and then, Prizepicks has a little something, but for the most part, their lines are their value, their odds, they're going to be the worst possible. So if you want to make money, got to have as many sites as possible and pick your spots. Make sure you're paying the least amount possible for what you're getting. It's crucial. It's bigger than you guys think. If you're not doing that, you are doing yourself a disservice. If you're just doing it for fun and you just want to play around and do whatever, Prizepicks is fine. You know, hang out and do whatever you want to do. But if you want to make money, got to get all the sites. Justin says, going to take CC a few games to get back to normal after that back injury. Yeah, man, there's a lot of things going on, and that could be more than what they're telling you on the outside. It's very interesting in Indiana, but we'll see. Kev Thomas says CC minute limit tonight. Kev, no CC tonight. Justin says CC not playing tonight. Boston is. Yes, there you go. Kev says CC ducking AT. LOL. Ha ha ha. Funny one, Kev. Tee hee hee. And then Justin laughs at him. Ha ha ha, guys. Real funny. Poor CC. You guys are rude and mean. Wait. You don't deserve the cheers. You deserve this. This is for you guys. Talking bad about CC. I never. Sean Kemp says, what up, gang? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? JR says, what do you think about Alyssa Thomas overs? She loves to ball out against the Fever. JR is very correct. You do kind of like them. We just haven't made it official. But you are leaning over. Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The scoring potential, very much so something for her. The only thing kind of maybe holding me back was, for one, that injury thing or whatever the hell happened last game. We thought she was done. Non-contact injuries are always devastating. Yeah. So the fact that she even came back is I think, hopefully the best case scenario possible. That was just a scare. But I mean, we also got Wickham coming back, who can be obnoxious off the bench too. So I love the spot. I mean, I love the history. I think the history is really hard to ignore. I mean, she just goes all out against Boston. And we know the Indiana team gives up a ton of free throws, and that's something that AT, albeit maybe not the best free throw shooter, still very live for some action there.
So, like you said, non-contact injury was scary, and then she came back, and now she's probable. Do we think she's 100%? Because I think you're smart in thinking about that, because I don't think a lot of people are thinking about that. Trying to play her over points when she's coming back off the injury, we don't know, right? Or do you read into it like, oh, she's probable, so we're fine?
I mean, I would assume she's as close to 100% if she ends up playing. But yeah, that was weird this last game though, because I feel like her play style changed a lot whenever she came back in that fourth quarter. Like, she was really timid, not trying to crash the glass. She wasn't really trying to, charge downhill. She would take the lane if it was open, but there was only like one time she was trying to draw contact, and it was just kind of weird. But I mean, nonetheless, like, let's look at her prop for this season. I mean, it's this prop is really high from what we've had here recently. Because, I mean, we got to remember, like, this is not the same team. This is not the same AT. She's not playing the same position. Nothing about this team is the same right now. She's playing at the 5. Boston is a pretty good defender too, but she's just has history against this team. So I get it. I don't know. Something weird about this game. Also, Indy being on the back-to-back. I mean, what happens if they come out really flat and we actually see Phoenix get gassed up at home for once, and they get easy 20 points on them? I mean, coach is going to wave a flag on the other side. So is AT going to close in garbage time, like last game? Probably not.
Yeah, I think you're smart to stay away from it. We were on Billings under, and we were kind of going back and forth with that, and then we're right about to post it, and then it bumped down. So we don't have it as an official, but I'm kind of glad we don't, bro. This game seems like just a shit show. Like, who knows, right? Feels like coin flips everywhere on this game.
Yeah, it kind of does, honestly. I mean, we know what we're going to get out of Indiana. Kelsey Mitchell's going to shoot the ball a million times. Boston's going to shoot, and then insert whoever else beyond that. But for the Phoenix team, I mean, they actually have some weapons on the team. Held's been serviceable. Ayahi's been pretty solid. Even Bonner, for that matter, still continues to skirt around double-digit field goal attempts. And now we have an extra actual shooter off the bench with Whitcomb and, whoever else along the mix. So I just worry maybe they don't need AT, even though everything else looks great. But, like, should she be 14.5 points? What outside of history is telling us that she should be 14.5 points? Because it is damn sure not the last 10 games, besides the 2 matchups.
It's just a head-to-head, I guess.
Yeah. So won't shock me if she gets over. I think for her also, look out for her live lines and second half stuff. But that's all I got about for her. I won't be mad if she goes over, and won't be mad if she misses.
man. That game's so scary. Fade King's here. What's up, man? He says, my dogs, let's cash.
Yes, sir.
Justin says, thinking Sophie balls out today. Yikes. Who thinks Sophie balls out? I don't know. Does that mean you think she balls out? I don't know. I know she's on the injury report. Seems like her and CC she's sad because CC's not playing. She's I'm not going to play either, Caitlin. We're going to get traded together. We're going to get out. You know how much more famous Sophie has got because CC? Anyways, The Great says Reese more than 5 field goals. Angel Reese more than 5 field goals. Attempted, no. 5 field goals? I guess that makes sense, huh?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's field goals made.
Reese
that one's not too bad.
Storm.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay. She gets a lot of free throws. That's the only thing with her is her upside really can come from the line, which, I mean, they kind of know, having her at 4.5 free throws. You can see the first time they played, she had 9 on them, so that kind of tells you a little bit. I don't mind it. I do think there's great rebound potential for her and great free throw upside.
It's Eli says, y'all like Copper or AT points more? You have to pick one.
See, that's tough, man. I mean, Copper's been playing some insane basketball, and won't shock me at all to see her skirt right around another 20 plus performance. I could see that. I mean, she's really been on the heater with the new offensive look that they've had over the last month now. I'm honestly leaning a little bit maybe towards her, especially not having Sophie tonight. That could really make their wing defense horrible. And if we get some more of those backup players, that's where the fouls really come from this team is that bench unit.
Oh my God, they're so bad. They're so bad. Okay.
She could be living at the free throw line today.
David Robbins agrees. He said with Indiana defense, both AT and Copper probably go off. So feeling that. Making a difference says, blessings to you, gentlemen. What are your thoughts on Bridget Carlton under 2.5 threes?
Oh, yeah. And somebody had a comment about Carlton's points earlier as well. Kind of touch on both of those. The threes, I mean, she's been kind of our kryptonite this season. I know we played her a couple games here and there, but the threes are, I think, what always ends up getting us with her. The assists have been really good. I know she got us that one game, but yeah, the threes, not really the best that's been going on. The volume still, I mean, fairly high. We had 6, 7 potentials. The matchup isn't exactly the best. The pace on this game could be kind of wild again, but matchup-wise, nothing too crazy. I'm hoping Jackie will cover her again this game, fingers crossed. Having no Carter kind of sucks for that bench unit because, I mean, look at Lloyd. She's not exactly playing any kind of good defense out there. But was it under the threes, right? Or over?
Yeah, no, under the threes. Yeah.
Under? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you can talk me on that. I don't mind that.
Dope. Monique Billings over on points.
Monique. And with Carlton, her regular points, honestly, kind of a coin flip. 13.5 is slightly bit higher, but with good reason. Let's see. Billings. All right. Now, so the thing with Billings, and even though you and I were a little bit back and forth about this earlier, I worry because I worry about her succeeding. Let me say that. Because if we're expecting Boston to not be playing well or potentially in any kind of foul trouble, somebody else is going to have to help score. Like, it cannot be 100% Kelsey Mitchell. It can't even be Kelsey Mitchell in Boston. Like, somebody else has to be that third person. She played really, really well in that first game against Phoenix where Boston was in foul trouble and played really bad. And then the second game, she just came up shy. I think she had, 13 or 14 PR and just missed her line. So no CC there. We know that's a good, 13 to 15 field goal attempts that's going to be sprinkled out from the starters. And she was right there on the line for the points. I mean, this I worry about the most. Like the rebounding and stuff, I think that was super fake the first game. But her points could be kind of something.
You seen Starfall got her rebounds at 6.5. That was pretty nice too.
Yeah, I like that line. That was high. Still on Hard Rock.
Whoa. Interesting. Okay. Jeremy says Taisha Harris under 4.5 assists. That's kind of interesting too. I was looking at that as well. Although it is a little scary. So I was looking for Raven Johnson lines, but it seems like Raven sucks. Wow. First round pick that sucks. Wow. How interesting for Indiana.
Yeah.
Great guy. Great job, guys.
That's surprising.
Great job.
Yeah, the matchup is scary, but not having CC there for, obvious reasons, putting her into the starter. The 3-point shooting, I mean, really just Kelsey Mitchell, whatever that looks like, and then Lexi Hull, and if Sophie plays. I think if Sophie is out, that could help us out even more because Johnson, Raven, you were just talking about, she does some secondary playmaking as well. We could soak up that usage there, and then Boston will pick up a lot of playmaking as well, running the pick and roll with Kelsey Mitchell and then insert whoever else. I don't mind it. I could see her getting 4 assists here, but getting 5, that is kind of pushing it.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I do not hate that. Making a Difference says, does Underdog do single bets, gentlemen? Underdog does not. But worst case scenario, sometimes they have plays where they lean one way or the other. And you can kind of make it work with 2 picks. But just don't go any farther than 2 picks if you don't have any other way to do it. But man, it starts to hurt when you do parlays, especially WNBA. Because it's so inconsistent. Just try not to do parlays, guys. Donald Brooks says, Carla Late, 14.5 points. This one's interesting, actually. I thought you would talk about this as well. I know this crossed your radar.
Yeah, I saw she was a fairly popular play today. I mean, so with her, honestly, I was kind of waiting around to see about the Asia news. I do like it a lot if Asia ends up sitting both the points and her PA, because her assist, I mean, continue to kind of, go back and forth. But first time they played, I mean, that was pretty impressive. She had 16 potentials. Still only playing 28 minutes. I don't know what's going on with her not playing over 30 minutes. That mostly just being the biggest part of, I guess, my hesitation on any kind of props for her. But she's scoring a lot. I mean, I don't think there's any doubt about it. Finally, that volume's starting to take a step forward. I just wonder, are we getting lucky with just pure efficiency, or is this like really her? So let me take a step forward with that. All right, you look at the last couple games now. So this past game, she only had 8 field goal attempts, but she had 12 free throw attempts. No surprise, again, Seattle giving up a ton of those. Only 8 field goal attempts, though. That's something. All right, now the one before that, the 4 overtimes, we just throw this one completely out the window. 26 field goal attempts. I mean, season high, like that. That's insane. All right, now the game before that, though, again with the free throws, had 10 field goal attempts, but 10 free throws. So is Vegas exactly the matchup we really want to target for free throws? Because, I mean, the first time they played, she only had 2 free throws, and Vegas does not foul a lot. So we need the efficiency to be there. I mean, she shot 62% that first time they played, went 8 for 13. Now, if she shot below that, even still 50%, she might not even get 15 points. So just something to think about. I do love Sweet Carla. She is one of my favorite players. I loved her on the Valkyries last season. I love her on this team. I might be leaning towards that PA, though, if I'm being totally honest. 8 assists that first game. That's something.
I look at the matchups with the good old shooting zones, and pick and roll ball handler has her, or has the Vegas defense as the worst in the league, or close to it. So that's the thing that kind of made me think you would like it, because I always take a look at those things and I go, he's gonna like this one.
I do, man. Honestly, I really do. The only thing is just the free throw metrics. Like for her scoring marks get really padded by whatever this and or the efficiency looks like for the night. So the other 2 things are great. Like I love the isolation. She's really crafty, creates her own shot, no problem. And then the pick and roll, I think, only gets even better. I mean, you can't get better than the league worst, but I think still gets even better if there's no Asia on the other side.
Makes sense. Now you're good to dig deep like that and try to find things. That's a good way to do it. You have props you like, don't just go with it. look for reasons to not do it, right? And if you can't find any reason to not do it, make your bet. Is that low-scoring game for Boston the fight game? The game?
That actually could be.
Okay. She got a black eye. Oh, yeah. I remember that. She had a black eye. That's right. David Robinson says, if AT does play, will she be limited from injury is the question.
No, I don't think so.
I think it was more rest-ish, more Stephanie White being stupid-ish. Yeah, a little of that. But he's right to question it, though. You don't know. We don't know, but I wouldn't go over. I'll tell you that. Fadeaway Music says Malonga smashed Atlanta last time, but I don't know if I can go there. Yeah, Malonga's tough now with Ezzy back, man. 3 games. She's been weird.
I just worry this could be a rude awakening for Seattle because all credit for them. They've been playing really, really great basketball and keeping a lot of games competitive, but Atlanta at the house is no joke. I mean, I wouldn't say they're exactly like Golden State, but that team is no joke.
And they've come in, haven't they lost 4 or 5 in a row? They're pissed.
Yes. Atlanta's coming off with some nasty upsets.
Big Red says, what do you think about Nalissa Smith over PR? Her line is 18. That's a dream.
It is. That's the sleepy nubby behind me.
That's the Atlanta dream behind you.
Yeah, Nalissa, I mean, she's pretty interesting. Her rebounds have been going crazy without Asia out there. And then, I mean, the scoring, kind of comes and goes as she pleases. But matchup-wise, it is one of the best, or it is the best matchup over the last month. So I get it. The first time they played, I mean, she just squeaked over, only had 8 field goal attempts. But that was with Asia playing. So, mind you, last game, I mean, played pretty well with her being out. And, I think matchup-wise, could have played more minutes, but only out there for 24. That was a weird game, to say the least. I mean, I think on both sides, super weird game. Her not playing minutes with no Asia, I would not expect that. But I do like the rebound potential. There's definitely something there. She's soaking up time on the glass. The scoring... it's her. She's probably good for 10 points. Anything beyond that is a big old question mark.
I can't believe
but
she
I
had
like it.
29 in that game. That's crazy. Okay, so good spot for it. Although it's Nalissa Smith, and anybody clicking an over on Nalissa Smith, that's big nuts. All right, let's get to the next one. Jordan Canada double. Interesting. That's tough, but she could. This is the matchup to get 10 assists.
Yeah, you could definitely do it. I mean, even some of her alt line stuff is paying out pretty good. I mean, like the 7.5 plus 129, 8.5. I think you could find this for over plus 200, or at least it was yesterday. Maybe not now with the odds changing. What is her double? That's got to be something crazy.
Right.
Plus 550. Yeah. Hey, if you want to swing for the fence, this is a big game for it.
Mm-hmm. Don't do it. All right. Mike Burke says Reese 19.5 PR.
Sure. Yeah. I like it. She missed out on the rebounds a little bit last game, but scoring was definitely there.
Nice little alt. Ben Negro Jones is back. What up, bro? He says Young 25 PA.
Just waiting on Asia news, really. So the thing with Young and Gray is Gray's assist and consistency doesn't really take quite the same hit as Jackie. Now, with Asia off the court, Jackie is taking a massive hit. Like, got super lucky this first game. 13 potentials, I think, is still fairly normal. But last couple games looked a little bit spotty, like really, really questionable without Asia. And don't know how I exactly feel about that. Now, we do get a decent trade-off. Her field goal volume has been kind of modest. It's a great spot for if Asia's out. Honestly, I do like it, but the assist I kind of worry about if Mama Asia's not playing.
I really want to go under her again when Asia is ruled out and they move her line up. Yes, I know. Lightning strike me dead. Here I go again. Hattori Hanzo, what's up? Jade over 11.5 PA. Ooh, her PRA is 29.5. I wanted higher. Hattori Hanzo said Jade over 11.5 PA.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. I mean, assuming she just doesn't lose out on too many minutes, that would just be my only concern. Horston is back, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, Horston's back. How many minutes did she play the last couple games? She played a bunch that first game, and I don't feel like I saw her at all last game. Okay, 21, 8, and 17. Really just looking at her, fingers crossed that for whatever reason Coach doesn't pull Jade back out of the starting lineup and put her back in here, because she was the starter all season long up until here recently. I mean, I think, Jade has worked her way into the starting lineup and is a good case for remaining a starter. But just know, in the event Jade moves to the bench, I do not like the assist prop. It goes way, 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 way downhill.
All right. And guys, if you've been here before, you know our magic number 69 likes. And whoever hits the 69th like gets double good luck, triple good luck even. And we're at 68. So I'm just letting you know. Just letting you know.
Let's go.
Felipe from the Bay says, new sub. I hit the like because I appreciate the great leans.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what's up. I picked the wrong week to join VIP. They getting cooked. I said that one already because it was so silly. Champagne Bath says she only missed it one time in her career head-to-head versus Seattle. Who's that? Ryan Howard? Ooh, everyone hit the like at once. Blot out. You all get it. You get one. Good luck everywhere, guys. Let's go. Appreciate it. Oh, my God. Everyone hit the... That was 10 likes in one flurry. That was amazing. Appreciate it.
What was the career thing?
Only missed one time in her career head-to-head versus Seattle.
Are we talking about Reese? Why are we talking about Reese?
Reese or Howard, I guess. Maybe Canada even? Probably... Not working?
I don't know. I don't know.
Let us know, Champagne. Let us know. T. Madden says Asia Wilson less than 3-point attempts. Interesting. I didn't even know they had that. See, that's why I love the questions you guys toss in the chat and look at whatever you're looking at. We can all look at props as a team. Someone was writing in here, most streams don't go through people's questions like we do. Oh, it's actually the next one. Let me read it real quick before you get to that. He says, or Angela says, I've been to a lot of other sites that don't prioritize chat questions like you guys do, and they get flooded with super chats. Let's normalize super chatting with these boys for their attention to detail to us. Angela, we love you.
Hey, we appreciate that a lot. Yeah, it's, obviously the more we grow and the more people that come in here, time constraints will kind of play a part. But thankfully, we're able to at least normally extend the streams out, because we used to only stream for an hour flat at most, but it's been kind of nice going about the hour and a half marker, also catching a bunch of news and live stuff that's been happening. So we do try our best to get to every single person, and hopefully along the way, talking about some stuff, we do hit on questions that you guys may or may not have, and hopefully don't have to wait around too long. But trying to just get the plays out for y'all real fast and then roll through as many questions, and just, we're just hanging out with the homies. It's all one big family here.
Yeah. But if you win a little extra because you hung out with us for a while, you want to throw some super chats our way, we won't be mad about it. We'll probably make us feel good. I don't know. Just saying. So Asia Wilson, less than 3-point attempts. Big Mama Asia has been shooting a few more threes than normal this season, just like Boston. I see it at 2.5.
Yeah, she okay, so she is gonna play tonight. I feel like she's actually gonna play. She actually hit their half quarter in their warm-ups.
You think she's gonna play? Okay. Good. Well, no, not good for Chelsea. I'm scared now a little bit more, but she probably still won't get 3 threes.
Now, there is still some chance maybe she goes through warm-ups and isn't feeling 100% But I do see, of course, after we hopped on and I was like, oh, I don't see her. They rolled out a couple pictures and a video of her taking half quarters. No walking boot, no nothing like that. She looks a little rough though, like maybe she hadn't been sleeping. But yeah, she definitely just won she won their half court 3-point contest with, won $100 or whatever. It's there is that. I do think maybe she is actually going to play now.
And then saying that, I mean, whatever. That being said, her lines. Now, if she's normal Asia, her lines are lower than normal, are they not? Especially in this matchup. She could murder them if she's fine. If she comes out there, they start feeding her just normal Asia style. Aren't these lines on the way low side?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much everything across the board is extremely low. She's just 25, 26 and a half points recently. Rebounds were just 9.5 last slate. And the assist, I mean, pretty well been at 2.5 for quite some time. So yeah, she's way low. The field, besides the field goal attempts, this is kind of appropriate. She's right around like 17 most games. But yeah, her lines are really low.
So what we do is, guys, if you have access to live betting, which they now offer a little more than they used to with WNBA, make sure this is one of the ones you watch, because if she comes out there and she's normal Asia, there's not somebody live, a human, looking at her lines and changing them accordingly. It's an automated thing. So she comes out there and balls out. You see that she looks normal. We could be finding an over. And the other way around, if she comes out and doesn't play much, they're going to leave her lines up live. You can smash the under. So just make sure you're paying attention. I don't think we can do anything before we see what she looks like, though, right? It's hard to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fadeaway Music says, what do you think of the benefits, or who benefits most now with Kennedy Carter off the team? Got to be Jewel, but maybe Bell gets a little more run. Oh no, not Bell. Oh, Bell.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
I will say though, Fadeaway Music, you're into WNBA if you're bringing up players like Bell. That's what's up. Yeah, Bell is funny. We've seen Bell in other leagues and all kinds of stuff. She's been around.
Goofy goober. Still clueless as to how in the world she's been with this team for so many years.
She's like the mascot, kind of. She's cool. She's like Giannis's brother. Sorry, I don't even know.
She's the hype. She's the hype man.
Yeah.
She's that that third level support.
You know what she is though, honestly, and that's not a bad thing, really. She does play her role. Like that's a good. She keeps the morale up. She's not really the best basketball player, but she seems to be in a good mood, and everyone loves her. That matters. It's the opposite of Kennedy Carter, I assume. Yeah.
I will say, at least for, positive kudos for her is I hear the locker room stuff behind the scenes, seriously a true hype man, loves to get behind her team. Yeah. And then in practice, she's actually one of like their best, players they have out there in the second unit playing against their starters. So she does a lot of stuff behind the scenes. She just gets no time on court, like ever. But back to the on and off court thing with Carter. Lloyd, surprisingly enough, and we talked about this a while back, but she actually sees the most benefit whenever A'ja Wilson is not on the court. Don't ask me why. I have no idea, but it did rear its ugly head this last game against Indiana. Somehow, all last season and a few games so far this season, she's been the main benefactor. But with Carter being off the court, mostly, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Jackie Young actually sees the biggest step forwards. Mostly, I think, scoring-wise. Yeah, scoring-wise, takes a big old leap forward. I mean, not that she needed any help to begin with, but Jackie picks up the most usage there. Does take a little hit with her assist rating, so this also is kind of giving me question about playing it. And then A'ja Wilson, also the same thing. Without her, it takes a dip. But scoring wise, I mean, Jackie's going to go out. She's going to play hella minutes, pencil her down for 33 to 35 every single night until they figure out who that extra person's going to be. They're a little shorthanded too. I mean, you're talking 12 players on a team. If these three are out, that's only going to leave us 9-player rotation. Not like they even run 9 players in total, but still.
I wonder, man, if Asia's really out, they might lose to Portland. They really might. They look really bad last game. Dex Sports says,
They could.
yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what happens with that Asian news, and we will play accordingly. So if you're in the Discord, you can ride along with us whichever way we go. And maybe we'll get the news here. We could ride in the next 10, 20 minutes. Who knows? Dex Sports, what's up, bro? He says, what's good, fellas? How y'all feeling about a Yahi over 10.5 points?
It's low. She weirded me out from the second half of this last game, man. I don't know what happened. She looked so great in the first half, and she just started playing scared or, refusing to take the open threes. It was weird. I had way higher hopes for her.
Do you think it had anything to do with AT being kind of hurt and her not being in there to facilitate, and it kind of just messed up the flow? That could be possible.
No, she stopped shooting in the second half. I mean, with and without AT, she had 7 points going in the half and played her normal minutes, did everything, but she would not shoot the ball. Like, I don't know what was going on, but she would not shoot it.
Huh. Another reason overs suck sometimes. Most of the time. Supreme Juice says facts. Angela, you right. Angela said, gave us props for going through and just answering everybody's questions. So that's what's up, guys. I'm glad you guys like that we sit here and do that, because it's fun for me. It's fun for E. We like going over, what you guys are talking about. And it helps us sometimes, too. Just the more we do it, the better we get at it. So it's all good. Martez says, should I take Asia Wilson under a 3 made at plus 135? Oh, my gosh. That is scary. That is scary, my friend. You never know. You never know. But would you?
With it being her first game back, yeah, I could see it. Maybe she doesn't try to take her normal volume.
He said or over a 3 made in the next comment. So he's wondering which way. Do you have a quarter, a nice shiny quarter that you could flip, or possibly a nickel? Just flip it and I'll say heads. So tell me what it was, and that's my answer.
I mean, with it being an away game, I like it a little bit more. If this was at home, I'd probably just say no, flat out. She's hitting multiple threes there.
But hey, this is a good lesson. This is a good lesson for people to learn about odds. Hey, if you think it's 50-50 and you're getting plus 135, that means roll with the 135. Hey, there you go. Under it is. Right?
The odds are just so bad, man. I mean, they're terrible in both ways. Like, I don't know if I could stomach playing a 0.5 prop for her, because she's going to take them. I mean, she's going to let it fly if they give her any kind of chance to do it. But Meg played her fairly well that first game. I mean, she still had only 2 attempts. For her, she's got some crazy efficiency.
It's just, I mean, it depends what you're doing this for. Like, are you doing it for fun, or are you doing it to make money? Because it's not a money-making play. It's when you have one little play that can make your bet go one way or the other, you don't really have any value there. So you're playing it for fun, basically, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm playing some scoring for her, it'll just be straight up points. You could probably, even with these really low lines, snap up her 20-plus line for good odds.
Yeah, like I said, her lines are low. If she does play and she's looking normal, she should get there. Portland's easy matchup, too. King Capricorn says, what up, guys? Thoughts on Copper over points? And Aaliyah Boston under PRA. Oh, my gosh, King Capricorn is scaring me under Boston with no CC. Oh, my gosh. But it is AT. Yeah,
Copper, I'm totally with that. She's just been the backbone of this team scoring-wise and on a whole different level in this last month. But Boston is pretty interesting, I will say. The only thing I worry about for her is mostly just the RA, whatever that output kind of looks like, because the rebounds were there. Both games had 9. The assists, 0 and 5. So there is a big old question mark with that. And especially with Clark being out. Traditionally, I don't think she really... Okay, she does see a moderate little increase with Clark being out historically. Haven't really seen it so far this season, but that was also a 17-point win and a 24-point win, and she played 21-21, and then that stinker against Vegas. I kind of like it, man. If I'm being honest, even without CC, it's a high line, and AT's just got her number, This could be an easy wrap for her if she gets into foul trouble.
Did you just say you liked her under?
I kind of do, man, if I'm being honest. It's going to be scary. Hey, it's going to be a little scary, but...
I like scary. That's what makes it fun. What are you talking about?
I almost wonder, though, if it's just better to sweat out the straight-up scoring, because if she's going over any of her PRA lines, it's coming from the points. It's coming from some kind of high-scoring output. Like, you can see all these games here where she was able to go over, it was from scoring. So if she gets there, she gets there, but if she's going to stay under that, I mean, that's going to keep the weight down from the PRA. I kind of like it, dude.
I think her assists are too high, too. She hasn't done shit.
Yeah.
Ball handling.
Yeah, 3.5. Super lucky that first game. I mean, 5 of 6 potentials is crazy.
Yeah.
But
and who the heck is scoring on this team? Kelsey Mitchell. Speaking of, the next question or comment is, where's the Kelsey Mitchell love from making a difference? But yeah, I mean, the only way she's getting assists is passing to Kelsey Mitchell. Who else is scoring? This team is trash.
yeah, Indiana has been kind of on the decline, to say the least. Mitchell, I do like, honestly. I mean, we talked about her yesterday as well. Told y'all if I had any interest in the Indiana team, it would just be Kelsey Mitchell. 3-point production continues to impress. So, I mean, looking for that to continue. I do love the 3-point upside in this matchup. The free throws, again, might be a little bit more difficult to come by. Yeah, only had 4 and 1 those 2 games that they played. That volume's going to be there. I mean, I don't think there's any denying she's going to shoot the ball a lot.
All right. Big Kev says not WNBA, but Dabonsta is debuting versus Peterson tonight. Do we like anything? They should ball out, right? What do you think about their points line?
I have no idea what the point line is.
Me neither. I'm trying to find it just for fun, because he said it and I thought about it and I was like, I haven't seen them play in a while. That would be kind of fun, but I don't know what their line is. We could look at that later though, Kev. Let's see. Kev says Asia's out. Is this right or wrong? Because I'll hit the button. I'll hit the button. Just tell me.
I mean, unless it just came through, I don't think so. It
must have. He says Asia's out, and he tagged me as well. Kev, where are you getting your info? Let me look. Oh wait, he says okay. Asia officially listed as questionable. Big Kev, what is going on with you? Looks like she's back. Maybe we wait and see, and then think about betting her second half. Yes, exactly. That's what I was thinking.
I mean,
He said, wait, maybe not. I see 2 conflicting reports. Okay, all good. All good.
No, she's definitely at practice. I mean, she literally won their half court challenge, so she is there. I just don't know if she's going to play. Like I said, she looks a little tired, not quite the same sparkle in her eyes, but I mean, going out and winning the half court challenge is, pretty impressive.
Yeah. That's a tough one. Yeah, it's probably best to just watch and see and live bet. Martez says AT over or under 8 assists. And then we got to go quick. We're at hour and a half already, guys. 88 likes, though. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I like the assists. I mean, history's great and everything. Assists, PA, points, any of that stuff. Rebounds, not so much.
And one and only Kirk says, how do we feel about Boston's 12.5 RA?
Yeah, we were just talking about that. As long as she does not get into foul trouble, I think it is a totally acceptable prop.
Okay. Fadeaway Music says, so what you're saying is Bell is the anti-Carter, LMAO. The opposite. Yeah. Yes, the opposite of, yes. I don't know, poor Carter. I need to understand what's going on with her. I feel bad. Geneva says, Aaliyah Boston, less than 9 rebounds. Ryan Howard, more than 24.5 PR? Is that right? 24.5? Is it that high for Ryan Howard PR? Must be PRA.
Is she that high?
No.
Well, so let's see, less than 9. Price picks,
Yeah.
I'm assuming. I mean,
Yeah.
9 is still pretty high. Like that, I would not be too mad at. Could be playing for a push. Mostly, I think just kind of waiting on whatever volume looks like from AT on the other side. If she's shooting a bunch, probably liable to grab a couple extra rebounds. But if AT is just being passive and facilitating like she has been, then that reduction will be there. Howard, let's see, Howie. Wow, 22.5, 24.
No.
Yeah, that has to be PRA, right?
Yeah, PRA.
That's PRA.
Yeah.
I do like it. Most of that is really just coming from her scoring upside. She's good for the rebounds. Didn't see any the first time they played, which is kind of weird. I think that's some room for improvement. Oh my God, slow down, Eric, slow down. And then the assist, it is a higher line, so it's kind of baked into the price. But yeah, I love Howard today. I think she's going for a 20 piece, and just have a little bit of RA in the mix, and you'll be all right.
Big Ryan Howard today. D. Johnson, speaking of, says, let's get paid. Thoughts on Ryan Howard over 19.5 PA, Copper over 23.
Yeah, with
Points and
Howard,
rebounds.
I mean, honestly,
PR for Copper.
Yeah, Copper's PR is fine. With Mac being out mostly, probably getting right, at the four rebound markers. So it is capping out a little bit, but I do like the scoring upside for Copper. Absolutely. And then Howard, if you want to play the PA, PR, any of that other stuff, I mean, it makes sense, but she's doing the bulk of all of her scoring and stuff at the house, or bulk of that from scoring, sorry.
Would you say this name is Geneva? How would you pronounce this? I don't know how.
I'm not going to try.
Okay.
I'm so sorry. I hate butchering people's names.
Me too, and I have to say them every time today, or all the days. I'm just going to say Geneva. You let me know if I'm wrong. Copper, she took 24 PR over, and that is not a bad look. That makes sense. Kelsey Mitchell, points and assists over also. Kelsey Mitchell assists, I would not count on, depending on the line, whatever they're making you pay more than the normal points. I would assume it's only 2. Is it more than that?
No, I think it's
4?
3. Yeah, 3.5 line, and then the tax.
I think you should take the points if you had a choice. But if you already locked it in, we'll just cheer for you regardless. Tyler says, how many 6-leg parlays do you usually hit? Yeah, Tyler.
If I haven't played a 6-leg parlay in forever.
Only on Friday.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, the only anything outside of 2 picks that we ever play is just on Friday. 2 picks are the best.
She said it's Genova or Genovia. It's okay, she said. Well, I need to figure this out. Well, we know it's not Geneva, so that's good. Genova or Genovia. Genovia. I'm going to guess that. Genova. Maybe Genova. Okay, let me know. I'm almost there. She says, I also took Asia for less fantasy score, just like I did Caitlin yesterday. Hey, but Asia Asia could be good and it could be scary, but I don't blame you for taking her under. Who knows? Players back off injury. You never know. Her lines are low, though. That's the scary part.
Yeah, they're a little low. I mean, I get it. I think everything honestly makes a lot of sense to play the under. It's a 44.5 on Prizepicks, 43.55 on Underdog. It's a little weird. They did leave her blocks and steals still at 3.5. I mean, that's, I think, what really would put her up and over the top. Kept it in check the first game. If she's any kind of reduction minutes limit or anything like that, real good chance she'll stay under. But yeah, like you mentioned, it is a discounted line. Normally she's a lot closer to 48, 49.
Okay. And Amon says Mitchell 20 points. Kelsey, she should get 20. She's been just chucking.
I like it.
Yeah. Okay. We're good to go.
Sweet. All right, y'all. Well, we're going to head on out of here and get ready for the games tonight. Later locked than usual, but we'll be back for the stream tomorrow and getting ready for the weekend ahead. A lot of stuff going on, so be a part of it. Make sure to check out the Discord on your way out if you're not a part of it already. And we will be back tomorrow. So good luck, fam. We'll catch y'all later, all right? Peace.
Just cash.
Fuck you, Prizepick! Fuck you, Prizepick! Fuck you, Prizepick! Fuck you, Prizepick!
But I've had enough.